Ready for a deep dive. Today we're exploring Kundalini Yoga.
Okay.
But not just the poses. We're going deeper.
All right.
Straight to the source, Sri Swami Sivananda's writings.
Sounds good.
To uncover what Kundalini Yoga really is,
Yeah,
the true essence of it.
definitely. Sivananda's take on Kundalini Yoga is fascinating.
What's got you hooked?
He presents it as a path to self-realization.
That's a powerful concept, self-realization.
It really is. It's about experiencing your true self.
Like uncovering a hidden part of yourself.
Exactly. Your divine self, even.
I like that. It resonates. Like there's this whole inner world.
There is. And it's waiting to be explored.
He also talks about this idea of Maya. What's that all about?
Maya. Think of it like a veil,
Okay.
obscuring reality, creating this illusion of separation
Separation from what?
from the divine,
Yeah.
from your true nature.
So Kundalini Yoga helps us see through that, right?
Exactly. It helps us pierce that veil of Maya.
We've got self-realization as the goal, this illusion to overcome. Right.
But how does it actually work, practically speaking?
Picture this. A powerful energy coiled at the base of your spine. Like a sleeping serpent, I've heard it described as.
Yes. That's Kundalini Shakti. Dormant but potent.
Okay, so what wakes it up?
Specific practices. They awaken this energy,
And then
it rises, moving upward,
upward through
your chakras, your energy centers.
an internal awakening.
Exactly. And each chakra is linked to different parts of you.
Physically, emotionally, all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
As Kundalini rises, it activates each chakra.
And what happens then? What do you experience?
It varies, but you might feel shifts in consciousness,
Wow.
emotional breakthroughs, even deeper insights.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, tell me.
Sivananda mentions these CDs, like powers.
Yes. Supernatural abilities.
Exactly. Tell me more about that. Is that the goal?
They can manifest, yes, but, and this is important,
Yeah.
they're not the goal. In fact, focusing on them can be harmful.
Harmful how?
They can distract you from the true essence of the practice.
So it's not about gaining superpowers.
Exactly. It's about transforming your consciousness.
A much deeper change. But this awakening sounds powerful.
It is.
Could it be dangerous if not handled carefully?
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
Sivananda stresses guidance.
Guidance from like a teacher.
Yes. Ideally, a realized teacher. A guru.
So it's not enough to just read about it in a book.
A book can only take you so far.
Right.
A guru provides personalized guidance, you see.
I see. So they assess where you're at.
Precisely. They make sure you're ready for each step.
That makes sense with such potent energy, like a guide on a mountain.
Exactly. They know the terrain, the challenge.
And
there.
keep you safe.
Yeah.
So we've got self-realization, this potent energy,
Right.
and a wise guide to help us navigate. But what does the path look like?
What practices do we actually do?
Yeah, what does the journey entail? So we've talked about this potent energy, Kundalini, waiting to be awakened. But it's not just like flipping a switch, is it? What does preparing for that awakening actually look like?
You're right. It's not that simple. Sivananda uses this great analogy, comparing it to preparing soil before planting.
I like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't just throw a seed on any old ground, right?
You want it to flourish, so you got to nourish the soil first.
Exactly. And it's the same with Kundalini. You need to prepare the vessel,
The vessel being
your body and mind. Sivananda talks about ethical practices being key.
like moral guidelines?
Precisely. The yamas and niyamas, things like nonviolence, truthfulness,
Right, ahimsa, satya.
right? Those principles,
Exactly. It's about creating a strong ethical foundation.
making sure the soil is free of toxins, so to speak.
I like that. And then there are the shatkarma.
Those are the cleansing techniques, right?
You got it. Purifying the body, like neti, for example.
That's the nasal cleansing, right?
Yeah. Yogic nasal rinsing, basically. Cleanses the nasal passages. Interesting.
And then there's Now Li. That one's a bit more active.
How so?
It involves isolating and rotating your abdominal muscles.
Whoa, that sounds intense. But I can see how cleansing on all levels would be important.
It's about clearing any blockages, you see.
To allow the energy to flow freely.
Exactly. So we've got the ethical prep, the physical cleansing. What's next?
What else do we need to get this energy moving?
Well, now we start working with the energy directly.
Okay, how?
Pranayama, harnessing the breath.
Ah, right. Prana, the life force.
Exactly. And your breath, that's the external expression of prana.
So pranayama helps us control that energy through breathing exercises.
You got it. By regulating your breath, You influence prana directly.
Which then affects your energy.
And your mind. It calms the mind, makes it receptive.
Receptive to Kundalini.
Exactly. Sivananda talks about Pastrika and Suryapeta pranayama.
I've heard of those. Aren't they quite different?
They are. Pastrika is very energizing, like a bellows.
And Suryapeta.
That one's more about igniting your inner fire, like the sun.
Fascinating how something as simple as breathing can be so powerful.
It really is. And then there are mudras and bandhas.
Right, those were mentioned. What are those again?
Think of mudras like hand gestures.
Yeah.
But specific ones.
Okay.
They actually direct the flow of energy in your body.
Really? Like they can influence where the energy goes?
Exactly. And bandhas, those are internal locks.
Internal locks?
Yeah, like muscle contractions. They help to contain and direct the flow of prana.
So with mudras and bandhas, we're kind of like choreographing the energy.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
You become more aware of it, more able to work with it.
So cool. Is there an example of a mudra or a bandha, how they work?
Sure. There's a technique called Maha Mudra, combines a hand gesture with specific breathing.
And what does that do?
It's said to be very powerful for the energetic body. Some say it can even awaken siddhis. But again, that's not the focus.
Right, right. The goal is deeper. It's about self-realization. This is all so interesting. We've talked a lot about energy work, but what about the physical body? What role does that play?
Good question. While Kundalini Yoga is about awakening that inner energy,
Right.
the physical postures, the asanas, they're still important.
So it's not all just breath work and meditation.
Not at all. Asanas are crucial for preparing your body.
Preparing it how?
They tone your nervous system, create a clear path for energy to flow.
It's like prepping your body to handle this powerful energy.
Exactly. You wouldn't run a marathon without training, would you?
Definitely not. So it's about creating a strong foundation on all levels. Physical, energetic, ethical, everything's connected.
Absolutely.
What other practices factor into this preparation? We talked about prepping the body and mind for Kundalini awakening.
Right.
Now, those energy centers, the chakras, how do they fit in?
Imagine them as hubs of energy.
Okay.
7 of them. Along your spine.
Like a ladder, I've heard it described as.
Yes. Each chakra connected to different parts of you.
Physical, emotional, all of it.
Exactly. And as Kundalini rises,
It activates them.
like climbing that ladder, chakra by chakra.
So each one is like a stage of the journey.
You could say that, yes.
Yeah.
Each one brings its own potential.
Give me an example.
When Kundalini reaches the Anahata chakra,
A heart center, right?
yes, it awakens a deep sense of love, compassion, connection.
That's beautiful. So each step unlocks something new within you. What about the siddhis, those powers, connected to the chakras too?
Some believe so, yes.
How so?
Well, for example, the Vishuddha chakra.
That's the throat, right.
Right. Reaching that chakra, some say it grants you the ability to understand animals.
Wait, seriously?
That's what some believe, yes.
Yeah.
But again, these are just potentials, not the goal.
Right, right. Self-realization, not about becoming some kind of superhuman. Still, these experiences sound intense. Anything else someone might feel as Kundalini awakens?
It's very individual.
Okay.
Some people experience like spontaneous movements,
Really?
or intense heat, or even visions, sounds,
Wow. And that's normal.
all part of the process. Nothing to be afraid of.
That's good to know. How should someone approach those experiences then?
Sivananda emphasizes staying grounded, being an observer.
Not getting attached to the experiences themselves.
Exactly. Observe, acknowledge, continue your practice.
Don't get caught up in it all.
Exactly. Focus on the bigger picture.
This has been fascinating. We've covered so much ground. But one thing Sivananda keeps coming back to is purity. Why is that so important for all of this?
Purity on all levels, physically, ethically.
So the cleansing techniques, the shat karmas, that's part of it.
Exactly. Purifying the body and then living in alignment with those ethical principles.
The yamas and niyamas.
Right. It's all connected, creating that pure vessel
Sure.
for Kundalini to awaken safely.
This has been an incredible deep dive. You've demystified a complex practice, made it accessible. It's clearly about so much more than just the physical postures, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a journey of self-discovery, of awakening to your true potential.
It makes you wonder, what does it mean for you to connect with that divine part of yourself? And how can the practices we've explored today support you on that journey? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. Until next time.